Bridget from the Guilty Gear series. Blonde, cheery, dressed in a casual modern interpretation of a nun habit, looking to find her place and her true, genuine self out in the world. All the while also being a delightfully ruthless bounty hunter, going after her quarry with ordnance-laden battle yo-yos and an automated teddy bear named Roger, deep, sobering voice included. And Strive showed that she could also drop that smack talk. Jeez, and I thought her tricks were her main damage dealers. She might have lost the ability to latch her yo-yo onto her enemy and yeet them to the moon, but that doesn't detract from their mastery of controlling the battlefield with said yo-yos and mechanical bear. At least, I hope that teddy bear's mechanical. When Bridget debuted in Guilty Gear X2, back when I kinda enjoyed playing fighting games, they were one of my mains. From the very first time they entered battle by chasing after an errant yo-yo and delivered a non-damaging two-hit combo on their opponent, to the simply rocket jam of their theme, A Simple Life, I loved Bridget. The key word here being loved. There was never any doubt that when Bridget debuted, she took the world by storm. She had joined the pantheon of other delightful, perky, cutesy boys who'd make people's nethers confused and make them uncertain of their orientation. Astolfo, Hideri Kanzaki, Chihiro Fujisaki, Felix Argyle, Kuranosuke Koibuchi, all of whom came after their forebear, or is it forebearer, Bridget. I don't think Bridget's full name is Bridget Harkness either. That might be a fan name too, and even then it doesn't sound cheeky British enough. Her story in Guilty Gear X2 was that, and I apologize in advance for using her old pronouns, Bridget was born one of twin boys in his village. However, a long-spoken omen stated that misfortune will befall a family if male twins are raised as is together. So his parents decided to raise Bridget as a girl. Whether this diffused any curse or ill omen or not, it's hard to say, but that hasn't stopped our future bounty hunter. Despite coming from a rich background, he wanted to set out on his own, with a simple mission. Prove to himself and everyone that he is his own man, that despite being raised as a girl, he'll still strike out on his own, taking on bounties and taking them out with only his own tools and teddy bear. He got tipped a bad lead, probably by Eno, no doubt, about the terrifying gear Dizzy, and that she should become his next mark. And so off Bridget went, unintentionally traumatizing Johnny and Zappa along the way, and then comes the battle with a dainty, winged half-gear. Story mode had cute moments for both characters on either end, both resulting with Bridget realizing that the tip-off was very expired, yet finding himself being forgiven by Dizzy for the misunderstanding. The cute story made ending images, whether it's May getting tied up by Bridget's yo-yo strings by accident, April and May making him an honorary member of the Jellyfish Pirates by giving him his own pirate hat, or Bridget showing Dizzy some impressive yo-yo tricks. It made me, and here I go saying this word, ship Bridget and Dizzy. Now you have to understand that this was back in Guilty Gear X2, where Kai and Dizzy weren't official. Hinted at, yes, but it was still in the air. Unless it's been like that even in Guilty Gear X2, and I was just being a stupid bitch for not seeing it. And that's fine, by the way. I'm making fun of myself. But when I was a teenage shipper boy, my main couples in Guilty Gear X2 were Bridget Dizzy, Kai Jam, and a little Anji Baiken on the side. Two of my favorite kinds of ships are younger males and older females, where the female is the older one of the two, and female with feminine male, whether they're masculine female, girly girl female, or anything in between. Bridget and Dizzy really check the requirement off on that list. And as Guilty Gear X2 expansions continued, including adding Appa and the unique version of Robo-Kai to the roster, we also got some new snippets here and there, like Jam basically hiring a confounded Bridget on the spot to work at a restaurant, and Bridget defeating Johnny, whether that included the image from X2 where Johnny slumped over in defeat after copping a feel. I fell a little out of touch with fighting games. Sometimes I kept an eye on the Guilty Gear lore and goings-on, like Guilty Gear 2 being a Muso, MOBA, character action fighting game? And only 6 characters. And Sid Kiske is Kai's son? I was like, oh, who's the mother? He's a big, tall boy. Big boy! And then I find out Dizzy's the mother. Dizzy's the mom. Justice slash Jacko or whatever is the grandma. And Soul Bad Guy, being Dizzy's dad, is the grandpa. Meaning Kai is Soul's son-in-law. Cue that scene from Exard where Soul and Kai are screaming at the realization. Kai and Dizzy being canon killed a lot of other relationships people speculated and enjoyed making in their headspaces. Once more, the dangers of ignoring canon goings-on with making headcanons. I've got that problem with some Danganronpa characters in that regard, but that'll be a video for another time. Dizzy and Testament, Dizzy Johnny, was that ever a thing? Soul Dizzy, ick. Soul Kai, ick, especially with the revelations now. May Dizzy, no Yuri's for you. Kai Jam, and most heartbreaking to me, Bridget Dizzy. Cleaning through the story, though, I guess it makes sense. A genuine love match that happened sometime before Dizzy was briefly sealed away for story reasons. Sid being said to rough it out with the baddest guy Kai knew. That man has a plot brewing. Biking Super Badonkers. She's gone a very long way from being a Kenshin Nomura ripoff. Like, Super Badonkers. Jam being XR DLC, and apparently has stereotypically bad English dialogue, but I'd have to see if that's actually true. Like, picturing Jam speaking broken, "You don't try Dine and Dash! You pay now!" dialogue makes me a little uncomfortable. Kai being horrified and furious when he found out from Sid that Soul gave him sugar water as a treat. He had the perfect delivery of, "Damn you, Soul!" Kai being horrified at the prospect of Soul being officially welcomed into the family, alongside Sid, Elfelt, and Ramlethal. And yes, I initially voiced her name as Ramlethal when I first saw her. Cutscene battle where Kai stopped fucking around with Soul for a brief moment, and the latter tells her that Kai's the one not taking their fight seriously. And something about Venom and Robo-Kai retiring from being assassins and opening a bakery? Still makes more coherent sense than fucking Blaze Blue's storyline. Banshee Shigami and Carl Clover were the only characters I enjoyed in that game. And yet, all these new characters are returning veterans. And yet no Bridget! Or Zappa, but I guess his part of the story's done. We got Bedman, but not Bridget. But since Bedman's dead, ascended to a new plane, and is not in Strive, I guess that's half points. Then Guilty Gear Strive came out. Goodness gravy did it come out, and it all looks lovely, complete with new characters. Giovanna, Norika Yuki, Happy Chaos, Gold Lewis. Fuck you, Bedman, you're dead. As for our returning veterans, holy Zed, Chip looks swag as fuck. Biken still got that combination of buxom energy and that aura of, "I'll still stab you in the throat even if I'm down an eye and an arm. Yeah, gawk at my tits, moron. Make it easier for me to decapitate you." God, I wish I stayed in the Samurai Showdown universe. And I dig Vei's simplistic style. It's cute. What's not cute is Potemkin's current attire now. As Melia stated in one of her win quotes in X-Art, "What, are you a robot now or something?" Also, not a fan of Faust reverting back to a sort of serially creepy bald head level of deranged. And then Bridget was announced. This I craved. Bridget hadn't seen play since Guilty Gear X2. And I think a Guilty Gear Pachinko machine where he was a randomly encountered opponent, as well as Zappa. But still, Bridget was revealed, and I just loved the updated outfit. Now sporting a big coat hoodie combination instead of a nun habit. He also plopped a small pleated skirt over biker shorts. Did that hair good. And upgraded Roger's capabilities and visual appearance too. Also, the town inside me. While it takes halfway through the song to start hitting that rockin' vibe to me, still a great theme. Not as busted as A Simple Life, but the town inside me gels up more with Bridget's theme and character arc now. Now, I was initially a little disappointed that Bridget didn't have a cute little British accent for their English dub voice, and the darkest recesses of my mind made me think of another possibility. That in another timeline, Bridget's reveal would be him as a suave man, or as equally healthy or muscular as people like Soul or Chip. But that disappointment passed. Then I saw the arcade mode scenes where he meets Gold Lewis Dickinson, and they share a friendly dialogue after battle, the big fella being an ear for the bounty hunter's concerns. And then we get to the end of Bridget's arcade mode, where Kai and Gold Lewis are witnesses to Bridget decide to finally be true to himself. No more defying the ill Owen by being his own belief of a masculine bounty hunting man. Bridget comfortably comes out without any fear. How?
Because I'm a girl.
Wave the flags! This is a great moment. Especially since you wouldn't think they'd do this. After all, Japan's typically, it's okay to be curious and explore your sexual identity when you're young. Once you graduate from high school, you have to grow up. Accepting anything like trans rights, homosexual marriage, gay rights, and then destroying the notion of women over 25? Ick! Old hags! It's like Japan being thrust out of the feudal era by those fucking barbaric Americans all over again. Nevertheless, lots of people supported Bridget accepting her true, real self. For me, it was a slow burn, and then a flicker, and then the lights went out, and I stopped liking Bridget. Feminine males, femboys, the like, I highly enjoy the aesthetic of feminine males. Cute males who dress themselves up all cutesy or sexy like, who glam themselves up and perhaps make themselves prettier than the females surrounding them. Like the peacock and their vibrant plumage in which to attract peahens. It took me until the Shadowlands expansion World of Warcraft to find out peafowl is a word. And it makes sense for there to be both peahens and peacocks. Bonus points if they're also attracted to women or are bisexual, whether leaning towards men or women. I'm deviating. Curse my fickle heart and equally specific tastes. Perhaps I fell out of love with Bridget because is that the inevitable fate of cross-dressing males, feminine or metrosexual males, and femboys and delicate little darlings with the Y chromosome? You see, some of my original characters I created for stories or roleplays are males that enjoy the finer, feminine things in life. They experiment with makeup, they doll themselves up in lingerie, hosiery, and attire fitting a rainbow-coated raver, or a dainty, demure gothic Lolita, or as a vessel for a female spirit to indulge in mortal pleasures again. To be beautiful and effeminate, yet not automatically get lumped into being attracted to men or identifying as a woman. Can't they be pretty, yet want to find a partner who'd appreciate them on their terms too? Of course, in these stories or tales, these characters I create are often lumped into a lewd, promiscuous, sex-positive world. Or in a realm where no one really bats an eye at this. It's just a part of the norm now. Okay, mind's wandering again, damn it. Get back on the point. Despite my falling out of love with Bridget, I don't want something to happen in Guilty Gear's future where this is reversed. I don't want, say, a scene where something of great importance is taken by Bridget and she claims that she couldn't believe Kai and Gold Lewis fell for the I'm not comfortable as I currently am sob story, calling them suckers and then making off like a bandit, calling himself one badass bastard bounty hunter. Overall, that'd be like a hard kick to the collective nethers of the fans if the Brit bounty hunter pulled that off. She'd get cancelled on Twitter in an instant. A part of my soul might have died when Bridget came out as a trans woman, but I think I'll die much harder if they double swerved her character and made her go, ah ha ha, time for the cutest, manliest bounty hunter to make his clean getaway. Again, it'd do much worse for Bridget if that happened. Much worse than getting canceled. Like, she could have even wound up getting written out of the story if that happened. I'm glad that that's just the darkest timeline, confined to the deepest recesses in my brain, where this will never reach Arc System Works' brains. In conclusion, I fell in love with Bridget, but seeing her come out as such, I don't want anything bad to happen to her or her character either. Will she wind up falling in with the jellyfish pirates once and for all and get a cute romance arc with May, much to Johnny's dismay due to his run-in with her in X2? Will Sin, now that he's in Strive, wind up meeting with and possibly get chummy with the bounty hunter who once tried to take down his mother? Shoulder shrug, but all I can offer is, I hope Bridget gets to have a nice, solid place in the Guilty Gear universe now that she's back in. Fuck off, Batman.